you can set their IQ, which is a bunch of like essentially passive abilities in a way, but specifically for the AI, sort of like Gambits in Final Fantasy 12, but nowhere near as complex or, you know, intricate. So say for example, I don't want Trico to ever use a normal attack, so I set him to equip exclusive move user, so he'll always use a move. Actually sort of like Donald and Goofy's abilities in mainline Kingdom Hearts. You know, because he never gets to control them. Aside from 358, but, you know, mainline. So yeah, you can take gummies to increase your IQ, so I just learned a skill called PP Checker. You may think, what's the point of, you know, an AI skill? Anyway, there's a max elixir there, so you'll always want to pick those up. What's the point of a skill useful for the AI on your main character? There is none, there's no point. There's no point until the after game. So yeah, don't even bother. We'll see. Okay, so the way that it seems to work, or that it does work, is that when you start learning IQ skills, they're usually just stuff for the AI, you know, as in check your PP when you're about to run out, or, you know, only use moves. But as you start to get more and more IQ skills, they will get stuff like they're less likely to be affected by status conditions, or just, you know, general passive skills, which are very useful. So yeah, you sort of have to trudge through the early IQ skills for your main character if you want to get those useful skills, but granted the IQ skills aren't really that great, you know, they don't make or break your experience or your ease of play, so you know, give them to your AI partner generally. So a big apple, you eat that fully restores your belly. So that's pretty good. So anyway, yeah, we're fighting mostly like steel and rock types. You know, we got Aron, we got Geodude, but we also found stuff like Meditite, or Zigzagoon, you know, in the steel type dungeons. So yeah, you're not just gonna find Pokemon, you know, exclusive to that type. You are gonna get a few outliers, so. But yeah, now the appearance has changed of the dungeon. It happens in a few bigger dungeons. This is the biggest dungeon we've tackled so far, so yeah, you're gonna get a few visual changes as you progress. As of this recording, this voiceover recording, I have recorded up to, or, you know, played up to and recorded the raw footage. That's gone up to the second last dungeon. Or just the beginning of it, before it. So one more recording session, I should be able to finish the game, and that way I can, you know, easily just record over it. Should be fine. But I completely forgot what I was going to say. Damn it, I had something in my head and I've forgotten what it was. But anyway, we know that we're going to fight Skarmory at the end of this dungeon, right? And this goes into the whole type advantage thing. So as a water type, dealing with flying and steel, we're fine. We'll be okay. You know, we won't have a type advantage, but we certainly won't be disadvantaged. If anything, we'll be slightly advantaged because steel types are not very effective against waters. So, yeah, we wouldn't have too tough a time. However, if I was Trico, for example, or Chikorita or Bulbasaur, I'd have a double type, or Skarmory'd have a double type resistance. So, yeah, that's just unfortunate for us. Most of... how many bosses are in the main story? Like 7 or 8? I want to say about 7 or 8. Most of them are part flying type. Which means that, you know, grass types aren't going to be doing well against those. Also, quick attack. The way it works in this game is you don't go first, because you always go first on a turn. Provided you don't walk into an enemy's attack range. The way that quick attack works is you attack 2 stages in front of you, so there you go. That's what Trico did there, and it's very useful. It can be kind of annoying, and this comes down to the AI, because you can always set what moves they're going to use, so I could set it so he never uses quick attack. But they don't care about moves with less PP, they're just going to use them anyway. They're going to use whatever they want if you've got set it and it fits the situation. So quick attack doesn't really have that much PP, but I think it's got about 10, but Trico will constantly use it. Or at least it'll feel constant, because you know, he could always use Pound or Absorb, but you know, a lot of the time he's using quick attack, which is unfortunate for us. Or unfortunate for him when it comes to his PP, because I really hate restoring partner Pokemon's PP in this game. Because they are just, you know, most of the time you're doing the fighting, so you want to have a max elixirs just for use, that way you can restore yourself. And, you know, when things get a little rough for your partner, you will have to get them a PP max, or a max elixir, so... yeah, I'm pretty sure there's no way to fully restore your PP in this game. That being said, I haven't actually... this game has a pretty decently large post-game. It is Pokemon after all. Or Pokemon pre-Gen 6. So, yeah, it's got a decent post-game. And it's essentially like a second story. Unfortunately, you know, by the time... or by the level that you beat the game at, the main story at, it's probably going to be a little under-leveled for the second story, the post-game story, and let me tell you, grinding in Mystery Dungeons sucks. It's the worst. I hate it. Granted though, when you do the post-game, you get two really cool features that, you know, it's sort of staples of Pokemon, but you don't get them in the main story. And, you know, they make it pretty good for replay value. But in the main story, you don't get those, so just unfortunate, I suppose. But anyway, here we're on the 8th floor, so we're about to go fight the boss, which, you know, I'm thinking about what I should be doing here, so I'm checking the PP and deciding if Trico's going to be okay. He is. He'll be fine. He's got Leah, so yeah, you want to use your status, or your stat lowering, or your buffs or debuffs in this game. On bosses, really, not on regular enemies. So anyway, we found Diglett. Also, this song that's playing right now, whenever you get to the end of a dungeon, I can't remember what it's called, but it's really nice. It's very reflective and very somber, but like a sort of a sigh of relief. A sigh, like a restful moment. Just sort of like a, whew, let's take a break, sort of thing. Anyway, Skarmory's being a pain in the ass here, so... you know where this is going. We'll fight if you keep that up. It's no good. Skarmory's too agitated to listen to reason. We'll have to fight it out. So, fight it out we shall. So boss fights in Mystery Dungeon. They're certainly tougher than your regular enemy. They're very quick. Boss fights are very quick. But normally you will start off further away from the boss than you can attack. So usually you just want to waste your turn or use up your turn by staying in the same spot. So I've got withdraw, so I like to use that twice just to get my defense up. Get Henry to use Leah twice, and now Skarmory's only doing 1 bit of damage thanks to those defense ups. So yeah, that's very useful. Skarmory can actually be quite a tough boss if, you know, things don't go as smoothly as they did there. Skarmory got annihilated. God, I can't keep that up. I'll flee for now. So Skarmory nicks off, and Piglet's still over there, not meshing with the ground at all. Here come those Magnemite that we saved. Got word of this, we can rescue Diglett from the sky. From the sky. Hold on to us tight. Don't be scared, we won't make the mistake of zapping you. You couldn't anyway, he's ground type. Oh, I was very scared. Maybe because I was somewhere up so high. My feet felt like they're still walking on air. Feet? He has them? Feet? That's got great potential just for a lot of things. Well, you're safe now, that's what counts. Yes, thank you very much. Oh, you've been rescued, great. It must be super muffled if it's Doug Trio, because, you know, Doug Trio's underground, so they must hear... So... Papas? I can't imagine it'd be fun to be a Doug Trio or a Magneton or Dodrio or, you know, anything like that. Hydreigon. No. It was the only thing to do. And both our evolved forms had joined Trio. I felt a certain kinship. After all, Pokemon must help each other. Actually, yeah, the Mystery Dungeon series, it's had 4 games, 4, you know, entries, essentially. We've got 500 Pokies and a Pecha Scarf. The Pecha and the Ginseng. The Pecha Scarf, if you make your... there's held items in this game, you know, the Pecha Scarf is one of them. You give it to one of your Pokemon, they won't be able to get poisoned, so it's nice. The Ginseng, you use it on a Pokemon or one of their moves, and that move will be permanently powered up. So yeah, I'll be using that on Tackle for Squirtle. Also, yeah, now we can recruit more members to our team. Well, at least we thought we could. Unfortunately, the Magnemite can't live anywhere close by. Yeah, there's 4 entries in the Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series. This is the first one. You know, you got the Rescue Team games. Then you got Mystery Dungeon 2, which is Explorers of Time, Darkness, and Sky. The third game is Gates to Infinity, which I heard not so great things about. Apparently you only get 5 starter Pokemon in that game, which is absurd. And then there's the most recent new one, Super Mystery Dungeon. Even then, that's still a few years old, so yeah. I've only played 1 and 2, not 3 or 4. Again, it's that dream again. That Pokemon, who could it be? And you'll recognize that to be Gardevoir. Huh? I'm hearing better this time. What? Human? My role? Wait, please tell me more. I can't. Drifting off. The next morning. So, yeah, I've only ever played Mystery Dungeon 1 and 2, not Gates to Infinity or Super. And I won't be picking up the remake, because, you know, don't really need it. Because I find that I'm gonna find this game superior, just visually, and nothing else really seems to be changed. I guess I was going in between recordings there, because I wasn't really doing anything for a while. The audio was skipping. Yeah, anyway. Having strange dreams. So here we explain to Henry our strange dreams. So your partner always just seems to be completely, you know, believe you and just be fine with the fact that you're a human. But yeah, now we actually start to consider, do we want to be a human again? So, you know, personally, if I was in that situation, even if I couldn't remember, I'd still go, yeah, I'd probably want to be a human again. Although, granted, I guess, because there was this must be what it's like to want to wag your tail line earlier, Squirtle said, so I guess, you start to think more like a Pokemon when you're a Pokemon, which would make sense, but, you know. Yeah, there aren't any humans in this game at all. There's not a single human that visually appears. Which I like, you know, I like to hear the Pokemon side of the story, it's nice. So yeah, it's just it's nice to see the other side of the story and see what the Pokemon think of the whole thing. And I don't know if the Mystery Dungeon games, they all take place in the same universe as far as I'm aware, because there's some sort of official map out there, sort of like Poke Earth, but for the Mystery Dungeon maps. And I think they all take place in the same universe, but I'm not sure if it's the same universe as Mainline. I'm not sure if Mainline Pokemon is in the same universe, because I mean, it's entirely possible that it could be, but it doesn't really seem like it. Unless, because there's a few things in this game where you think, wow, that's strangely human. You know, all these buildings, I guess Pokemon could figure out how to build them themselves. But still, you know, that's smarter than your average animals. As we're no doubt seeing here. Anyway, here's Wigglytuff. You know, there's all sorts of buildings, and there's, as we'll see later, there's a power plant which is still running, so I guess I'm guessing this sort of, like, this landmass has been abandoned by humans or something like that, I don't know. Anyway, here with Wigglytuff, we can get some new friend areas. Friend areas just are places where you can store your you know, partners that you happen to find around the place. That isn't your main partner. Squirtle will, your main character will always be in the party, and so will your secondary partner, you know, your partner in the story. So, Magnetite here goes, hey, well, we can join you now that we've got someplace to live. In the power plant, which is what I was saying earlier, there's a power plant. So yeah, we can get more team members. So I'm not sure how many team members you can have at once, honestly, because normally I just stick to these two, because having extra members means they're more, because they're always going to be way weaker than your main two are. They're more vulnerable, and they're going to get hit a lot harder by a standard attack, and they can waste your reviver seeds that you have on handy and all sorts of things like that. So anyway, there we go. You can nickname any of your team members as well. So yeah, I think you can have up to 4 members in a party at once. Might actually be 6, which sounds ridiculous, but yeah, I think it's actually 6. I guess because, you know, you can have 6 Pokemon in a party and mainline. Anyway, a bit of a commotion going on here. But my friend needs a gust of wind, please. Hi, what's going on? Huh? That scene there? Jumpluff's begging for a rescue mission, but not finding any luck. See that guy? There, the one in the middle with the pointy nose. He's a Pokemon named Shiftry. He's got his own rescue team. But his team's greedy. They don't work unless they get paid royally. Jumpluff's been begging for help, but I feel sorry for that poor Pokemon. Oh, what do you want? Oh, it's Alakazam. That's Alakazam? Hey, rather cold-hearted, aren't you? To save Jumpluff's friend, a strong wind is needed. Your leafy fans can whip up powerful winds. It's an easy matter for you. Help that Pokemon out. Okay, we'll do it. So they run off to the Whiscash pond? Wow. That Shiftry agreed even without any argument. Say, who are they? What? You don't know? It's Alakazam's team. They're the most famous rescue team around these parts. That's Charizard. His flamethrower can melt mountains. That's Tyranitar. He takes great pride in his armored body and amazing strength. And that's the leader, Alakazam. Alakazam doesn't like physical attacks. He fights with his psychic powers. He's endowed with an amazing brain and IQ of 5,000. Apparently he's memorized everything that's happened in the world, which I find very hard to believe. It's never brought up again. But sure. Thank you. No need for thanks. It's only natural that you get help. If anyone turns you down again, come see me. Take care. So yeah, Alakazam's team is sort of the most famous and the strongest, essentially. What's wrong? What's up? It's fine. Nothing. Let's go. So yeah, those 3 are actually, you know, they may seem very commanding and in charge. And they may seem scary, and they may seem like they may potentially become villains at some point. But no, they're... Oh, here's Gengar, by the way. But they're